Welcome to my Fallout 76 Player's Guide. First up, I'm not actually going to show any actual gameplay because I don't want to do spoilers. I think if I go and run around and show all the missions and that, it'd be better that you just go and do the missions yourself personally, so I'll avoid any spoilers in this game. I'll just give my opinion of how you can play a good game. I mean, first thing, play in survival mode. Now you might find that's a little bit strange, but as this date, it's early June 2019. Some of the problems with the survival beta, with people hunting you and you're losing a lot of caps and aid items, stuff like that. That's all been fixed up, so it's a lot better now. There's not it's not quite the drama that it used to be. You'll get hunted occasionally, but if somebody's bugging you, just block them or go to a different world or whatever. But the honest do survival mode and just ignore the hunters completely. Survival mode, it's more challenging, and it gives you a 20% bonus on your experience points. So that means roughly for every 5 levels you do, you'll get a level for free. So we'll just join the world here. You'll see I'm at level 20, and that's where I decided to start. That's the second point. I recommend you don't do the main storyline until you get to, say, level 15 or level 20 or something like that. Especially if this is mostly if you're playing it solo. If you're playing in a team, it's a lot different because the game's balance for teams is not necessarily balanced. Where to put my camp? It's not balanced for solo play exactly. It's no one's saying you can't play solo, but it's just it takes a long time to spawn in sometimes. Still got some work to do. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that was you have to do some things just to get points. Another reason why delaying it to level 20 is when you do get rewards and starred items like the legendary and the unique items as rewards for doing quests. Generally, the higher level you are, the better the item's going to be anyway. Sort of like tore around and did all these things at level 15, and everything I got as a reward was pretty much obsolete in another five levels. So that's the reason why you do that. Definitely play with a melee weapon as much as possible. Try to get a good one. This is a flaming pitchfork. And it's a really good melee weapon. If anyone wants to know where, I won't show you where to get it because that's a spoiler, but if anybody wants to know where you can find these pitchforks, I'll just put a comment in and I'll tell you where you can find them. There's a bunch that's got several, so you just pick them all up and then scrap them, and with a bit of luck you'll learn all the mods, like the flaming mod and the barb mod. But for a low level character, this is an excellent melee weapon. For guns, sniper rifle. It's a no-brainer. Build it from a hunting rifle. Honestly. This is the weapon to use other than the melee weapon to oh, that's another point about the melee weapon. If you use the melee weapon as much as possible, you also save ammo, and then you'll still pick ammo up, but then you'll pick up you'll have a good store of ammo, and you won't be worrying about finding ammo all the time. Okay, so yeah, get a hunting rifle and upgrade it into a sniper rifle. So instead of going around trying to find mods and plans and things, for the first 10-15 levels, just pick up every time you kill, pick up every single weapon you find and scrap it. That way, you'll learn the mods for the weapons. For your backup weapon, for you know, the problem with the sniper rifle is it's the reloading time's terrible. What I pick is a revolver, so I've already spec'd mine up. You can make a really, it's just a pipe for revolver, but you can mod it up really quickly. And you know, when the enemy's so close you can't use a sniper rifle anymore, you use a revolver. I mean, there's probably other ways of doing it, but revolvers are easy to find and they're easy to upgrade. The other thing is, if you're playing an area, always put your camp near the area. Just this is all you need. That way, if you need to respawn, you're respawned close to where you're doing missions and stuff, or some area that you're working, like the forest or whatever. Actually, I should have. Sorry, I should have done this. No, it's not real planned, is it? Where is it? Yeah. Well, that's an awful bed. Oh, don't tell me I don't even have any good beds to demonstrate. Oh, yes I do. Yes I do. Sorry. There you go. Okay. Sleep. That gives you an XP bonus as well. This is my character. I just decided to do something a bit different this playthrough. I've put him in some of the Vault-Tec colours. I wouldn't, in survival mode, I wouldn't recommend having a bright outfit. You'll be spotted too easily by a hunter. You're better off getting something dull. A dull item of clothing, even a black item of clothing, so you'll blend in with the foliage a little bit better. But in this there you go. This playthrough, I'm not worrying about stuff like that. So the bonuses, you can just check what you're getting. Well rested, which is another 5%, so it all adds up. The other thing is, I should have done this one as well, sorry. Anyway, gives you something to watch. I think I've got this one. This structures. Oh god, I always do that. I'm not watching the keyboard. Tables. No, it's actually chairs. The musical instrument I'm looking for. I think I got it. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, that one's still locked. What have I got? Banjo. Ah, there you go. Big old wall fiddle. Yeah, there you go. For some reason, it's under chairs. It is a kind of chair. If he sits down, you see, it is a chair. So this gives you an AP bonus. So I'll just show you that in a second once he's all tuned up. You know, if you go and sit around outside a train station playing an instrument, I do it all the time just to see if anyone will have a go at me. Somebody spawns in and sees you, they'll probably shoot you, but hey, it's survival mode, you know. You don't worry about stuff like that. It's a game, you just play it. Alright, she's all tuned up now. So I'll just show you that one. Stat. See, we got well rested now, well tuned, so that just, it's a bit of a buff on your AP. Plus 25, it's not a percentage. So it's only really makes an effect when you're at low level. At high level you wouldn't even notice plus 25. But low level it's worth doing. What else have I got? The other thing is when you level up, when you everyone likes to look at their armor and their weapons. Upgrade them, keep them up to date, and that. I just review everything every 5 levels. That way I don't waste time just fiddling around. I look at all my armor and all my weapons every 5 levels, and then I decide if I'm going to upgrade them or throw them away and use a different type of weapon. The other thing is, keep your number of weapons down. I mean, it's better to just have a couple of weapons you like and stick with them. Don't waste resources fiddling around with other things that you don't hardly ever use. The other thing is the way the armor upgrade works. It's either every 5 levels or every 10 levels where you can upgrade to I got all this up to level. That's still level. It's still level. Oh, that's level 20. The reason why I haven't upgraded these ones yet is they're starred. They've got some other bonus, so I'm hanging on to them as long as possible. But it goes up in either increments of 5 or 10 or whatever. So if you just look at your level, you just check your stuff out every 5 levels. That's good. When it comes to perk cards, yes, definitely pick a new perk every single level, because delaying it doesn't say delay. Look, some people just look at it every 5 levels, and that's fine if they just can't be bothered. But it doesn't really give you any benefits, because the new cards come out at a particular level. So if you haven't got the card yet, just waiting around to get the card. It'll show up eventually. If you don't like playing cold, you can go to a website. There's a good planning website that lets you plan out all your perks. It shows you which the order that you're going to get them in. Plus you get the perk packs, which is just like a random dice throw, and that gives you might get some cards early, some good cards. Cards to pick. Lone Wanderer. That's especially doing solo. That's a no-brainer. There's no companions anyway, so you get some, and they're percentages as well. So it keeps giving level after level. Action Boy is another good one. It's also a percentage. I was just trying to think. I could have sworn that I did it. Maybe I haven't. Oh, where is it? Well, that would explain why things haven't been working too well. Hang on. Oh, good doggy, yeah. Pick good doggy. It's a little overpowered actually. It basically means you can, for food, you just got to find the occasional can of dog food, and you don't need any other food. So really, all I do is all I eat is dog food and soups, which you make from things like corn and water, because the soup is both a water and a food, so it's just convenient. And you got to have water, so have your boiled water or your purified water. That's all you really need, really. The reason why you make all those other fancy recipes and stuff, and is to get the different buffs, and that's good too. But it's just takes you a little bit more time to sort that out. But if you want to do it that way, do it that way. I thought I'd actually assigned good doggy. Well, that explains a lot of things. Shows how careless I've been. The other thing is when you're soloing, and it's kind of, you start off more or less with a melee build, so put a good lot of points into strength. It means you can carry more, and in my case, with the pitchfork is actually a two-handed weapon, so try to max out your slugger. Your slugger as quickly as possible. It's also a 20. It's also a percentage bonus, so it just keeps giving as you go up levels. Basher, that's if you need to bash anyone with your gun, but that can break the guns. So gladiator is just one-handed slugger basically. I'm not using. I got a backup melee weapon, which is the machete. That's just easy to find. So if my pitchfork breaks, at least I got a backup, and make sure you hotkey that. That's the general idea. You have one main melee weapon and one backup weapon, one or two main guns, and maybe one more backup gun. Yeah, I got Can Do over here. That's to back up Good Doggy, actually, because it means you can find. If I ever remember to ready push the search function, again I keep forgetting. It means you can usually find some more dog food if you use Can Do. But pretty much. Oh, this is the other one. Makeshift warriors, just so your melee weapons don't break as often, and you can also upgrade them. So chuck a couple of points into that as well. The endurance stuff is, you're fighting the environment, you're thirsty, you're hungry, and you get disease and so on. So a school of thought is you pick perk cards to neutralise the effect in the environment. You're basically your endurance cards, so you can do it that way as well. It's up to you, but get your melee weapons sorted out first, and get your AP gen card sorted out first, and Good Doggy. Okay, what else we got? If you're low on caps, just one quick way of doing it that's not going to get you killed is hunt. Just hunt around, even just hunt around Flatwoods and cook. Hunt, cook, and occasionally do that event that comes up there. That's just a great way of getting a lot of XP points quickly, and you can get a few caps as well. You can just hunt the stuff and cook it and sell it. There's other ways of getting caps quickly, like going into a super mutant camp and getting one that's got combat rifles or something like that. Assault rifles, that's right, and they pay very well as well. But you've got to fight all the super mutants all the time. The other thing, if the easiest enemy to fight just to get the XP are Scorched. So if you find ghouls, the problem with ghouls is you get radiation from them. So I prefer Scorched. You don't get radiation, and Scorched are quite fun to actually fight. The artificial intelligence has them take cover and stuff like that. They're quite fun to actually fight. I like fighting them. So if you find a lot of Scorched, just keep going back there and killing them all. Yeah. The other thing is also pick your fights. I mean, I just had a fight down there, and I even at level 20, I fought three Snallygastas. It's just luck of the draw. That's what came up at this camp, and it took me about half an hour, and I burnt for a lot of ammo and that doing it. But I got them eventually. But the other thing is pick your fights. If you don't, unless if you want to fight them. But it's far better to pick a weak enemy and get XP and not burn up all your armor and ammo and food and stuff. We're talking about getting up to level 20, and then starting to play for real. If you know what I mean. And your life will just be so much easier. Okay, there was one other point. Oh, you know, I just sat down for 10 minutes and I drew up 2 pages of notes. It's an incredibly rich game, which is why I like playing it. There's just so many different ways of approaching it, and that's why I like playing with different characters. I kind of get bored at about level 50 and then just start again. I don't know, it's just me. I can't be bothered, getting up to level 300 and with a totally invincible character. I just can't see the point of that. I like a little bit of a challenge. Now, because we're in survival mode, let's just have a look. Let's see. There's not. These are the This is the Asian Pacific servers, as far as I can tell. There's my ID there, Banksia Man. These servers here are probably located in Sydney, although don't quote me on that. Amazon likes to hide their servers a little bit, or they kind of sometimes don't give out where they are, so I just sort of guess some of it. But I know they're on these worlds tend to be on Asia Pacific servers, which makes sense, time zone and all that. So we've only got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in the evening. It's pretty quiet at the moment. It's very rarely you get up to 24 in survival mode. I think everyone's over in adventure mode setting up their vending machines. That seems to be the fashion at the moment. It's another reason why I like survival mode. It's nice and quiet. If you get, when I first started in survival mode, I was very cautious, sneaking around and staying away from other players so I didn't get hunted and all that. And there were the tourists coming over from adventure with high-powered weapons and just killing everyone along the roads and stuff like that. So, and you lost a lot of stuff. You could get wiped out, in half an hour and lose just about everything. But they've changed the rules. They've reduced the penalty to an eighth of what it was, basically. That's the caps penalty. It's only a quarter of your level now instead of being double your level. You still lose some aid items. It used to be roughly, I worked out it was roughly 30%, but now it's less than that. But bottom line is just ignore it. Just don't worry about it. Just play as usual. You'll get hunted occasionally, and it doesn't happen that often. Near stations and stuff like that. Some of the players get bored and just they like hunting low levels and just single shotting them, which I don't think is very sporting, but it's in the rules of the game, so they're quite entitled to do that. But you can't really, you don't have a fight or anything. You just get picked off, and you don't even know they're there till they shoot you, basically. But just don't worry about it. Just you lose a few caps, you lose a few items. So what, go and try to get your revenge if you want, but I wouldn't bother. The goal is to get up to level 20 and then start playing the game for real. Okay, just having a quick look around. No, that's about it really. So I hope somebody finds this of some use. The other alternative is just play the game cold and don't even look at any of the websites or anything like that, and just work it out for yourself, and that's good too. But soloing it, oh man. All right, okay. I've made all my points, so if you're not interested anymore, just switch off now. I think it's more of like a philosophy. The game is balanced towards teams, and that makes sense. They said it's going to be a multiplayer team-based game. A lot of people play it solo because either they don't have a team or they just can't be bothered sorting a team. But it tends to, the game sort of drags between, say, level 10 and level 25, it can take a long time, especially if you go and start doing some of the main quest line. Some of the quests are quite easy, but when you get into some of the harder ones, I won't give you any spoilers because you may be trying to avoid spoilers. They're extremely difficult and they're frustrating, and I've attacked a camp like I was supposed to for the mission, and I've burnt through all my ammo and all my aid items, and the enemies still seem to be regenning. I mean, I was stuck. I basically had to go and get a friend to come in and help me. Seriously, it was that bad. But then I realised later that I was doing the missions at probably a slightly lower level than what anyone intended. So if you want that sort of challenge, go for it. Just go off into the hard areas at level 10 or level 15 and have a good time. But I mean, it can get frustrating, and if you sort of get frustrating, and everyone likes a challenge but not too much of a challenge, and people tend to leave the game at that point because they think this is just hard work, it's a chore. So hopefully you can see my point, getting up to level 20 or even level 25, and then doing all the main quests. It makes your life so much easier, and it's more enjoyable. And it'll still be challenging, don't get me wrong, playing it solo, especially when you get swarmed and stuff like that. You got to think through your strategy, pick your fights. Don't let yourself get swarmed, because swarming is bad, because you can't. A melee technique is you get around the back of the NPC and then you can do a lethal strike on them. That's what a lot of players do. I'm not saying that's the only way of playing melee. Don't fight them head on. You're smarter than they are. Get around behind them, and they can't hit you, but you can hit them. But once you get swarmed, you've got NPCs behind you, so they're doing that to you. So you can see everything just rapidly goes pear-shaped when you get swarmed. So you don't get swarmed. Try to avoid getting swarmed. It's a very simple tactic. What else was there? Oh no! Not again! Blimey. Oh, I got 20 minutes. Yeah, so the sort of the middle, what I call the middle game, when you've just got everything sorted out and you're going off and doing some more ambitious missions, it can drag. So getting up to level 20-25 will remove some of that drag. Once you're over 25, then you're starting to focus on really tuning your character, because when you get to level 50, then you can move your perk cards around and stuff like that. And the other thing is, in my opinion, Fallout 76 did the power armor better than Fallout 4. I think in Fallout 4 you practically handed the power armor almost straight away, which I felt was a bit strange. They've obviously decided to make it a lot harder in this game, so you don't even get into a set of crappy Raider power armor until level 15. That's not really a spoiler. You would have found that out straight away. But so yeah, but by all means get a frame and find some fusion cores and use it to enhance your carrying capacity for maybe the first 15 levels, say. I haven't worked out exactly. Other than that, because you're adding points to strength, like I've recommended, you'll find that your carrying capacity's just as good as a power armor frame. There's some more complicating factors there, but that would be spoilers, so I won't mention that. I'll let you find that out for yourself. Okay, so if anyone's got any specific questions, I'm not an expert. I'm not even a good player. you know, this is just the way I've decided to play. But if you've got any specific questions, I can just make a comment and I can answer them. Some people have trouble following my accent, and that's all right. You know, I'm not going to, you know, practice my script and talk slowly and do all that sort of stuff, because that's all hard work. Alrighty, so let's get back to the game then, shall we? Catch you next time.